Am I going to clip it?
We're live.
Ooh.
Let's try the whiskey. Cheers.
Let's do it.
All right.
So we've just made old fashions. Thank you.
Cheers, James.
Whiskey and water. Yes.
We got Hayden's on the grind,
peel. You
For
put the peel in.
what are you doing? I got the names the right way, yeah.
You did.
Yep, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little triathlon.
Great, man.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Go on, tell him.
Should I?
Mm.
Get your reaction first, man. Let's see.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
He hates
Bloody-
it.
No, it's like I've never had whiskey sweet, but
Do you like it?
Insane. Yeah.
There you go.
Where's the smoke? What's the smoke?
This is called an old fashioned.
Where'd the smoke come from?
Oh yeah, I decided to use a bit of a smoky one. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just sniff it.
Try a little bit. Try a little bit.
It's insane.
Thank you, man. Yeah, these are old fashions. Old fashions are my favorite kind of drink with the whiskey. The orange.
Good.
All it is sugar, whiskey, ice, bitters, and orange.
Amazing.
And then you're done. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the JD Photo Podcast. Today, we have Everlast Creative. Everlast Creative, award-winning photographer and filmmaker specializing in weddings. Their work is banging. It's amazing. I love it. Cinematic,
Thank you.
contrasty, deep, emotional. It's got it all.
Wow.
It's got it all.
James. I'm flattered.
Pull that right up to your mouth, mate. Yeah, speak into it.
Is that close enough?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
close
that's great. So Hayden's the magician behind the cinematography, right? And then we have Sam behind the photography. Do you guys interchange at all? Or you just kind of one stream, yeah?
No.
There you go.
So we're pretty
Keep that right up to your mouth, mate.
Steady. Wow, it's really got to be. Really,
Yeah, there you go. That sounds good.
Is that,
Yep.
There we go. Okay.
That's what you want.
Whoa, not used to things being that close to me.
Sounds good. I need to
Does
get everyone headsets so you guys can all hear how you sound. Because it sounds good, man. When you pull that up, it's like whoosh.
Better? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it sounds like you
TV
could be a
voice.
rapper or something. You know, it's like
Yeah.
doo, doo.
I feel like I'm supposed to be. I'm about to start. Yeah, I'm in the booth. I'm in the studio.
That's it. We got the soundproof curtains in. We got it all. We got it
Snoop
all.
Hayden.
Gold.
But no. To answer your question, we keep very strictly now to Sam is the photo head and I am the video head of us.
How do you guys do post production? What's the process there?
Whoa, we're getting into it quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Take it away, Sam.
Wow. I suppose just a little bit of a backstory though. With your last question, we both started doing both, and we were kind of like dipping our fingers into both and trying to both get good at both. And we kind of just got to the point where when we started doing weddings that it's probably better just to specialize in what we I suppose like enjoy the most, but what we're also both best at individually. So we've got to a point now where we've got that, but we also kind of understand what each other's strengths are in terms of knowledge with the other specialization, and then we just smash it out and help each other out, and it's works well for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We kind of, I think it's a bit unique being, well, not really unique, but when you have two photographers, you kind of look at it and go, well, we could stay as two photographers, or one of us can kind of take the leap of faith and try and learn video, and we see if we can offer both. Because, most weddings certainly have photo and video. And so it was a slow process. Sam was very, very, very patient with me. But as he was saying, it's we got it to a point now where he helps me so much. Because you can imagine, I don't know if you've done solo video jobs. It's stressful.
With 4 cameras.
So stressful. So
Are you using 4 cameras per wedding? Is that the for video? So what have you got for the angles? You got obviously a moving camera, got one on the groom, one on the bride, and then what's your 4th angle?
usually 4th is a trail one as she's coming down. So it's basically the only 4 is really for the ceremony, 3 for the speeches.
I know, man. It's hard. It's hard to convince. Yeah, I know.
So, but it's stressful. It's so stressful. And the window right before the ceremony is I reckon I age about 20 years.
I stay away.
Yeah. It's scary. So, but he helps me so much. It can be little things of like setting up the tripods. It can be putting cameras on tripods, getting them in this position, and then I running around doing the final touch-ups whilst videoing everything else.
How long? So you guys give yourself 20 minutes to do the setup?
Oh, it really, not really. So it depends. Usually we call it the Hayden special. And that's
Yeah, on the drive to the ceremony venue, it's either this is amazing, or it's the Hayden special. So
it's
we get ready.
Yeah. 90% of the time, it's the Hayden special. And that is basically where we have 10 minutes before the ceremony start. It like getting ready went 20 minutes over. Hair and makeup was, like running behind, or it can be any reason. And so it's usually just this quiet, peaceful car into the action, and you got to like just go.
So 10 minutes.
It can be 10 minutes.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah. Not good for the heart.
For any couples that you're booking a photographer, videographer in this instance, give them bloody more time.
Yeah. Oh, they do though. They're great.
Yeah.
They mean well.
It's you guys, eh?
It's just us. We just take too long.
You get too into the moment. You're like the ring. I'm the same.
We do.
It's hard to cut it off.
The amount of times the bride starts walking and the drone is just landing and Hayden's putting the remote down. It's
running.
It's but it works. Like we work well under pressure, and we kind of
I give
thrive
myself
on it. So
30 minutes min.
30 minutes minimum.
I think ideally we do 30 minutes pre for the shots, but like if the getting ready goes over and we've missed shots, we're not going to also like push the couple further than makes them to the point where they're uncomfortable, or stressed or rushed. So we kind of prioritize like the people, because we know we'll get it done. We know we'll always get it done, and it always works.
Happens.
Yeah, great.
It just can be. Yeah,
we'll definitely dig into the timeline a lot later on, and talk about how you find the best structure of the day is. But I'm really interested to hear more about your journey into photography before we kind of start diving into topics. And for anyone jumping into the podcast, Everlast are really incredible wedding and photographers and videographers. Just definitely check the Instagram out. It's Everlast Creative on Instagram. If you do have any questions about either photography or videography for weddings, please ask, because we will be answering questions as we're going along. We have a really talented doer here, so I would utilize that and ask them whatever you can and obtain as much information as you can for free. So ask away. They're getting flattered. We're also drinking very good whiskey.
It's amazing.
And I would love to hear where you guys are from. So where you guys are from? We got Sawtech, Himmet, and some other guys in. All right, so your story, guys, go for it.
Well,
we've each got our own, I suppose. So
when did you both first pick up a camera?
Pick up a camera. I think you have to start. If we're doing a chronological timeline, you picked it up about 20 years before I did. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm from New Zealand, so my passion was like the outdoors and
what an incredible backdrop. Fuck. New Zealand, man.
but didn't buy my first camera until I was leaving New Zealand to go to America for a job. Working with kids in a summer camp as a scuba diving instructor, funnily enough. That was my gap year. I wanted to just have a nice camera to kind of like document the whole trip. And I think in that trip, which was 2011, 18 years old, James, by the way. I just loved it. I took some like nice photos. I had a very cheap Canon. Don't even know what it was. It was about $100 back in the day. It was probably the worst one you could buy. But I just loved it sort of instantly, and then that just started my journey with a camera, I suppose.
So how old were you back then?
18.
18.
Yeah, 18 years old. Yeah. Had never had like a proper camera. It's just it was the time. I've always been creative, I suppose, but into art and all that music, and I kind of fell in love in America with a camera, and then since then it's just been non-stop, I suppose. And
we do have an audience contribution, so hello from Hong Kong.
Hello, mate.
Nothing specific, but more on the work and flow. Post-shoot, how do you categorize by people, and how do you group the pictures, and how do you deliver the files? Big fan of you both of you guys. You're both smashing it.
Wow. Amazing.
Hong Kong fan. Thank you very much, Dinesh. Really appreciate the input. So we will get to your question. I'll jot it down, mate. But I'm just going to let them continue on with their foundation story. I really like your story, man. Passion is how you get into it. It's how you get good, man. You need to live and breathe that shit. Photography is a hard craft to really get good at, I think. Like, how long did it before you felt like you really kind of got that eye?
The funny thing is, so I came back from America to New Zealand, moved to Perth for study, actually, a business degree, which is very random as well.
That's what you need.
But when I got to Perth, I wanted to go and explore the outdoors, because that's what I was kind of doing all the time in New Zealand. I found a few waterfalls, and I decided to buy a camera because I wanted to I saw some cool slow shutter like landscape photography shots that I liked, and I kind of taught myself how to use my first mirrorless camera, Sony A7 III. Represent.
Great
Shout out.
camera, yeah, man.
And yeah, I got mad into landscape photography all around WA. So yeah, selling lots of prints, and to the point where I was thinking like, do I do this? Is this what I want to do? And yeah, I think that's where the
overlap happens.
the Hayden comes into the story.
Yeah. Just the
I
wrecking
just
ball.
want to add in before that, landscapes was my first passion. That's like, I used to do seascapes all the time, so I used to love that stuff, man. Shooting it wide, so I was always shooting them in like 16 mil, really stretching the rocks out, making them
Love
look
it.
big, and yeah, slow motion.
My gear
Saturation.
for 5 years was a Sony A7 III and a Tamron 17 to 28 and a 10-stop ND filter and a good tripod. That's all I had.
Yeah.
I had the 5D2, a 50mm 1.8 nifty
Yeah.
50, and
Nice.
I traveled the world with that, man.
Yeah.
Backpacked, and the fucking camera was all fucked. By
Yeah.
the end of it.
Yeah.
It was all like dented and sold it for 200. I wish I never sold it, but man, because that was
Yeah.
my passion camera.
Memory.
You know? Yeah, man. I went through India with that, went through Europe, took just heaps of street photography.
Yeah.
And the photos I was producing with like a $600 setup was amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was incredible.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, and I'm like, I need this new gear and stuff. But
Yeah.
truthfully, I was, doing really good work
Yeah.
when I look at it. Yeah.
He doesn't give himself enough credit for the landscapes that he took, though. Like, genuinely, they are. So we met around that time. He was really getting into the landscape side of things, but he's got his own, what's it called? Shots by.
Are we name dropping?
We're name dropping.
Yeah.
Name drop the is it
Preach it.
private or public now?
It's public.
Public. Anyway, he would share just awesome stuff. Perth is okay when they were, I suppose, posting all the time as well. They were loving his stuff too, and he actually, for a photo in Applecross, I believe was it the
Yeah, the jacarandas.
Yeah, just amazing. And they actually like celebrated, what was it? They had like the top 5 or whatever, and he was one of them. So to kind of like, I think, hash over a point that some people might, I suppose, can take away from is you don't need expensive gear to get started. As you said, you had a reasonably okay camera.
It was a good camera.
It was a good camera, but you had a tripod, one lens, and an ND filter, and you were selling like quite a few prints and doing quite well. And that was like good enough for a long time.
Yeah, I agree, man. You don't need the best gear if you're just starting out. And the way you get good at photography is you find that passion. But you don't need a $10,000 setup to find your passion. Like I found my passion at about 18. I was doing it before that, but 18 was when I was like living and breathing that stuff, man. I was like every single day, photos, freaking fantasizing about it and stuff as well. Just absolutely loving it. Going to Perth, spending time in the streets, booking holidays just purely so I could take photos of different cultures. And it was a sub $1,000 setup, and I was producing work people were really relating with. I did exhibitions, and I really just found my foundation. And I think the older camera technology and being forced to shoot manual really progressed my skill set. So when I did go professional and I had these amazing mirrorless cameras that you could pretty much do whatever you want with them and be fine, I knew how to use the older technology, and I was just like decades behind, but also ahead. If that makes sense.
Yeah. But I mean, often even the older technology in the cameras are still worth using. Like
they're amazing.
I'm always shooting manual, just always.
I always shoot manual.
Yeah.
Sam just discovered the other day, what was it? Autofocus?
Yeah. That it had autofocus mode. Crazy.
What's your story into photography or videography as well?
Well, photo and video. Okay, so we have to wind the clock back to around 2020. 2019. I'm studying as a physiotherapist. I'm working at Bunnings, pushing trolleys, right? Amazing job. But I had this idea. I thought, how can I get out of Bunnings and how can I get out of pushing trolleys? So I thought, you know what? I'm going to sell clothes. Like, what a great idea. We'll start a clothing brand. So I crack open a Word document, put on a T-shirt, slap on a label, print them off, and then realizing, okay, I've got to somehow capture this and kind of show this to people so I can post it and everything. And it was doing the shooting that I actually realized, kind of, I suppose, organizing and coordinating everything, bringing it on, choosing the people, that I actually enjoyed so much more than I enjoyed any other part of it. And so then
Hayden had also done some modeling before the t-shirt business, by the way. So.
Oh, no, I didn't. I don't think you can count self-modeling, and it wasn't very good. So that career was short-lived. But we then segued around that time. I stopped doing the t-shirts, and I thought, wow, I really enjoy the shooting. How can I make something? How can I just keep doing this because I enjoy it? And then that was when I managed to rope this poor man into a rather extravagant idea at the time, and then he didn't really know what he was signing up for.
What did you say? What was that first message?
Oh, can we meet? Yeah, urgent. Yeah,
because we kind of met through
that's good.
like a different workplace, through other people and that sort of thing. And he just I knew that he liked some of the photos that I took, the landscape things, but he knew that that's kind of all I knew, landscape photography. Yeah. And then, the difference is you go out, you've got hours to set up for one photo, right? Because you know exactly what you want. There's no pressure. You get also getting some exercise in.
It's therapeutic.
It is. I always had my
craft,
headphones in, I sometimes brew a coffee, because I'd go for big walks and stuff. So that was part of it for me. The photos, it was just it's kind of evidence that I'd done it sort of thing. I'd go out and look for waterfalls that hadn't been photographed yet, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, Hayden had seen the Instagram photos and knew a bit about me through the Instagram, and then he invited me for a coffee, and he basically just asked me about my camera, and he was thinking about getting a mirrorless camera. So I said to him what I had, and told him a bit about it, and he decided to get one. And at the meeting, he kind of said oh, have you ever taken photos of people before? And I was like, no, haven't. I've never even thought about it. Never used flash. Don't know what is flash. What is external? I don't know anything. And for me, being a pretty big introvert, that side of photography kind of scared me. I was that's scary. So Hayden can.
Yeah,
continue.
It was pretty well from there. So we obviously chatted about it all. We then decided, well, how does that actually look? For the first person with, I suppose, no experience in that industry, neither of us really knew anybody else that had done that. So from ground zero, we were, what do we do? And my cousin was getting married at the time, around a month later, and we tagged along to that wedding. And if we unpack that story, we can, but it was a really good stepping stone for us. And yeah, I might pin that there. I think. Hey.
The first wedding's always a shambles, isn't it?
It was great though.
It's a humbling experience, I think.
Yeah.
When you shoot your first wedding, it definitely was for me because I don't know what
there was a photographer there
and a videographer,
different companies,
multiple teams.
We were there as basically Hayden's family were guests. Yeah. We both had a camera. We wanted to just see what it's like to take photos of people. And we kind of just went to the wedding and we're just in the background, right? Practicing.
And I think from that we realized, which, don't get me wrong, it has to be serious at certain points in time. But there was two photographers, there was two videographers, and firstly, I can't remember their names, can't remember the companies, but they were really happy to have us there and around, and they were really nice to us. Which was great, yeah. Which was amazing. And they were your typical, slightly more traditional, old school wedding photography, videography kind of setup and arrangement. But they were really bickering between each other. And so they were really kind of clashing here or there. And so we were just kind of the fun people.
This is also I think, Hayden, your first ever wedding that you've been to, and probably my third, I don't,
But disagreements and arguments between where tripods were placed for the ceremony and then the photographers, and it was just a nightmare.
But in front of the guests, and we were kind of just there,
And the groom actually had to pull them aside and have a word with them, which this is a story we outline on our website, basically how we got started. It's such a funny story, but we just kind of sat back and just looked at all of this kind of going on, and we're like, well, why does it have to be so quite serious and quite I don't know, old school. So we just decided, well, let's just have fun, right? And so that's pretty much what we did that day. We were kind of grabbing guests where we could. We were just kind of like chatting with the bridal party, having a bit of a laugh with them. And we then went home that night and then the next day, and we basically edited an entire gallery. Like just sat there, Sam editing, me editing. We just went through it and we sent them that day. And so
I think there was like 500 edits or
500 photos, right? And
because
like,
we were so stoked, like we were so excited. Like we did one edit, we're like, what? Like this is cool.
that is sick. Next edit, amazing. It was just, we were gassed. We were so excited.
Yeah.
And yeah, so but also like editing people is different to editing landscapes. And this is the first time I've used Lightroom.
Yeah.
I'm like just, the typical grab the slider all the way to one way, all the way to the other way, literally just like children, right? Anyway, we sent the gallery over. They loved the photos. They just loved them. I think the photos we got were so like quite natural and like just real reactions because we weren't the photographers, we weren't the videographers. And so we just kind of caught people in a light that I think they really loved. And they loved the photos. They posted them everywhere. And that was our little start. And we then had to quickly play catch up because then we had a little bit of attention from that. And we're like, okay, well now this is, I guess, what we're doing. And that was kind of in a very long roundabout way how we got started.
Yeah. That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
You guys kind of cracked it at your first wedding.
Yeah.
Because I think, you realize that people pay for the experience.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes a good photographer, right? Is how they make you feel in the moment and how they make you feel in the lead up to the wedding. If you can like give someone an experience where they're relaxed and you're able to capture authentic moments, that's when magic happens, in my opinion. It's that rapport that you can build with people. And I think you guys obviously worked that out and found, obviously the natural moments are huge nowadays. That's what everyone wants, is they want to look good in their natural element. And I realized that early on as an event photographer, starting out and always getting feedback from my clients, and the photos they loved was always those ones where they just looked authentic and in their element. And yeah, I feel like you guys kind of worked that out. And the other thing you worked out is you don't want a team that's clashing. You want to have a collaborative team. And that's why I started offering photo and video, is because now we're able to provide the best service we possibly can because we're not stepping on other people's toes. We're a cohesive team and everyone knows how to use the gear and everyone knows what to do and everyone is collaborating rather than fighting. And when you can get that, you have the rapport, you have the service, you have the team. Man, I think that's obviously why you guys have been so successful and, won the West Australia Award for best photographer. This is why, because you worked it out. Day one, you've been slowly building at it.
It wasn't necessarily as pretty as day one as it is now. But no, you hit so many points right on the head there. Like you're right. It is the experience, we think. And that's something from pretty well day one, not saying we got it right. And we certainly got it wrong a lot of times.
That's how you learn, man. You got to get it wrong.
Exactly. And it's through like the mistakes and the mistakes and the mistakes. And every time there's a mistake, you just fix it, you make it better and you do it again. But yeah, it's the photo and video and addressing that. That's why we decided we have to do both.
Yeah, that's me as well.
But it's not like we went from like that wedding to like we're a huge wedding business. Like we spent the next 2 years like grinding.
It's a grind, man.
Like
it's a fucking
basically
grind.
free weddings or second shooting for other photographers where they're getting paid. We're just there for experience and that sort of thing. But even like second shooting for other photographers and Hayden with videographers, we're still getting the same comments like, oh, I wish we just had like you guys here, or like, which is so good to hear. Like I thrive on like that sort of feedback, and that's what like keeps us going. Same as you, James. You get a review and it's like, oh, it just hits you different, eh? It's just like, this is
because you guys are passionate about it. It's because you love it. You want to provide the service.
Yeah,
I know that's why I do weddings. There's heaps more lucrative industries I could go into as a photographer, but I love weddings because I love working with couples. I love getting the feedback. I love capturing memories that are going to last a lifetime. And people look at it and they go, wow, like that's why I do it. And that's why a lot of people do it. It's a hard industry to break into, man. It's probably the hardest industry.
What would you like? This is just a question that's come to me here, but what would you like your couples to take away as like a resounding thought from when they've worked with you? Like, what would it be in the sense that you've done a wedding for a couple, and what's the greatest satisfaction that you could leave with them as their thought towards you?
So first thing is experience. I would want the couple to feel comfortable, not only before the wedding and in the lead up through the communication and through the planning and through all that kind of liaison, but also on the day. It's how am I making you feel in the moment? That's the first thing I ask is, did you feel comfortable in front of the camera? And did you feel like I was giving you the proper guidance? I think that's huge. So if you get that, I think that's most of the job done. Second thing is when they look at the photos, you get that reaction. I love that. Oh, that looks amazing. Or they appreciate the work you're producing. Because if you can get both, I think, you've hit the nail on the head. I think those are the two main things that I try to capture as a business owner.
It's funny. Because we we do the next day sneak peek, thing, because we think it's like important that they get some decent photos the next day before anyone shares photos and that sort of stuff. I'll get home from a wedding on a Saturday night at like midnight, stay up till like stupid o'clock editing 10 to 20 photos and send their little gallery, and it's usually around the time they probably like wake up the next day for brunch or whatever, and I literally sit there like shaking waiting for that text message, and it comes through and it's got all these like emojis. I'm just like, yes, like this is why we do it. I'll ring him and we love it.
There's no greater satisfaction than getting a review. Like, new lead in the inbox is exciting, cool, but getting a review is so good.
How do you guys lock down reviews? Reviews are really hard to lock down. So do you say in your like corresponding email, like I guess this is kind of answering that question. It's like post wedding, what's your process? So obviously
it's in the T's and C's.
Yeah, it's compulsory. You must. No, we're kidding. It's not. But to be honest, like 99% of our couples leave us a review.
That's great.
We ask once. Maybe if they haven't, we'll nag them maybe like 3 months down the line, and that's usually me being like, wait, come on, But it's never a push. We're always like super, super grateful that they do. And it's even nice when they even choose some of their like favorite photos and they post them up as well.
Yeah.
It's super cool. I would genuinely mean this. I think we get, and I don't know if this is just, I suppose, maybe the messaging we put out, but I think we genuinely get the best couples for us. And so when you get the right team for the right couple, it just works.
Everything clicks, and that's where the magic happens.
And I suppose if you like exceed their expectations in terms of like the experience that we have with them on the day, like they're so stoked about how it was. Like, we always get comments like, you guys are like what we're going to remember most about the wedding. Like, how good is that? Yeah. Like, that's just insane.
Yeah.
Just going to bring it back to the audience real quick. I think we've got a couple of viewers in here. So people who are jumping in, we're just about to dive into a couple of topics, specifically about wedding photography and videography. We have the amazing Everlast Creative. These guys are award-winning photographers. They are the best in West Australia, winning the Wedding Industry Awards. So please ask questions if you are interested in anything. We will be able to dive in. So jump on those keyboards right now. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're watching from. What time is it over there? And please ask any questions. We already had a question from Hong Kong earlier today, and we're kind of diving into that a little bit. What is your post workflow in weddings? So obviously collecting reviews are a huge part of having a successful business, and finding the right couples to work with is a key part in making sure you obtain those reviews. What do you guys feel like the pre-wedding's like then? So let's talk a little bit about the lead up. How do you filter through couples you don't want to work with?
Do you want to take it?
No, you go for it.
Okay.
Marketing man over here.
How do we filter? I don't necessarily think we filter out people we don't. We just really...
We have a Nigerian viewer. It's 12 a.m. over there.
Wow.
11:48 a.m. Sorry.
So go to bed.
No, morning. What are you doing up, mate? Yeah. It's actually the middle of the morning. Thanks for that, Daniel. Appreciate the input.
What was I saying?
So you're the marketing expert, yeah? So
I wasn't saying that.
Part of the duo.
Oh yes.
Couples. Finding people you want to work with.
Yeah, we don't necessarily try to cut any couples out.
Okay.
We just try to choose one type of couple, and we really just try to connect with them. And so I think naturally, like you get people all over that might kind of just be shopping through Google and other bits and pieces. So you do get everybody, right? You can't and you don't necessarily want to rule that out. But I think we just attract, because we notice it. It's the same type of couple every time, and we love it because they get us and we get them, if that makes sense.
Do you think that's attributed to good marketing and good communication?
I think so, yes. But I think like the second part, which I'll let Sam us maybe expand a bit more because he's amazing at it. But I think it's adjusting how we are depending on the people we're with. And I think that's probably one of our best skill. If I was to say that if we were good at anything, it's probably that we're just good at changing depending on who we're with. And not in like the social context friend that's like, you know, she's so nice with you, but then when she's hanging out with other people, she's a total, you know, not that way, the good way. And I think like sometimes we work with couples that are just kind of like loud and energy and just pumped, and we match that. And
you
then
read the room.
I think
Reading
to
it.
summarize, I feel like our main strength is
What's
that
up, Sammy? Thanks for jumping in. And Broadway goes, who's cooking dinner? Morgan.
Yeah, when's it ready?
We are drinking whiskey, but the whiskeys are done, unfortunately.
So good.
Sorry.
Oh, you both
Do you
are
want
done.
another one?
That didn't
Let's
last
go.
very
All
long.
You're missing out, Broadway. You should be in the room right now, mate, jumping on the podcast. I'm trying. You know David Broadway? David Broadway's
David Broadway.
David Broadway.
No, maybe we do.
Sounds famous.
It does sound famous.
You need to
doesn't
come
it?
on the podcast, Brad. Sam, thanks for jumping in. Ask any question about wedding photography. We have a really talented doer here doing photography and videography. We're just about to dive into what it means to read the room as a wedding vendor. So I agree. I think when you are working as a professional in a professional capacity as a wedding photographer and videographer, the most important part is rapport. I think rapport, which is a fancy way to say connecting with people. We used to use it when I was doing therapy, and you need to spend the first like 20 minutes almost doing that like chit chat, right? And like kind of building a relationship with them. Same thing with weddings. You need to have that relationship so the person feels comfortable and feels like they can relate with you, and then that's how you get good photos. So how do you guys do that? How do you achieve that?
You're locking in right now, aren't you, Sam? He sat forward.
He's locked in. I'm on whiskey duty. The boys are going to answer.
I'm going to sit back. This is all you, right?
Yeah, so I think I suppose like from the minute people get in touch with us, we try and build that connection, I suppose, like immediately. And I think, you know, like the way that our website is and the way that we do our socials and that sort of thing, I think people almost have a connection before they even speak to us, which I think is a big strength. And they feel some sort of connection to us in whatever way that is. But we would never just like book a couple that say, yep, we just want to pay the deposit and book you, you know, because your package is the right cost or anything. You know, we always get
I don't like that either.
No, like because we also want to make sure they're the right couple for us.
I do the same thing. I make sure the couple is at least willing to get on a phone call with me, because I feel like if I can get on a phone call with them and I can have that kind of conversation and just like vet like where they're at. I don't really want people who aren't valuing the work that I'm producing. Like I say in my email, I exclusively work with people who value what I do. And like if you're not valuing what I do, it's, you know, there's going to be a clash there because so I don't know, maybe I'm a bit harsh.
No, I think you're probably covering your bases maybe down the line, because it's hard. It's hard because sometimes we can get a couple that books out of nowhere, and it can be super short. It can be super brief. This is what I want. Can you do it? Are you available? Yep, thanks. Awesome. And they just lock us in like the same day. And it can turn out that like later down the line that they're also just like an amazingly social couple, and they're just like quite bubbly, super friendly. But wedding planning just gets people sometimes so cutthroat, straight to the point, and I don't blame them. Like at the end of the day, they're going through websites on websites.
It is one of the most stressful experiences you can do. I'm organising our wedding at the moment, and there is so much organisation that's needed. I'm trying to sell my service based on a stress-free experience because of that reason. You know, like making couples like, but embracing that planning and actually providing them with like professional input, so they're not freaking out. You know,
and I think people that haven't like been in, you know, wedding parties or been to weddings and that sort of thing, they just don't know how important the photography and the videography is on the wedding day in terms of timings and like, you know, the experience, because like if you've
how you
never
get
been,
good photos, man. You need the timing down.
Do people know that like the experience is probably one of the main things you'll remember. Like
Yep.
if the photos might be amazing, but the experience often is remembered like more than, you know, the photos, you know. So
Was there a good flow on the day? And stuff like that as well. And
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that you like people, and sometimes you see couples when we may be out and about shooting our bridal shoot, that we can see another couple working, and it looks, not to say anything, but it just looks boring, you know. And you're like,
you can just like read body language off, you know, and like you can hear what they're saying, and it's just like it's hard for us.
They want to get out of
hard
here.
for us to-
And
it's not like you're. I think the thing to think about is it's not just the photos.
Don't stress, keep going.
Good save.
Taxi.
One whiskey in.
Wrap it up.
This might be a good time to bring Daniel's question from Nigeria in.
Daniel.
So he's just asking, what can you give advice to someone who wants to take up photography and videography? Client experience, like we're talking about now, is super important, right? You need to have good client experience. Do you guys have any more advice there?
Starting out,
Who
pick
wants
up
to
a
get into
camera and just take photos and video as much as you can, and then just review it. Where's the camera? There it is. All right. Just review it. Just try to actually practice. You can watch YouTube videos. You can learn that way. But the way we both learnt, we didn't do a TAFE course. We didn't do a uni course. We simply trialed and errored our way to learning. And it's the quickest way to learn. You get the quickest feedback when things go wrong. The only other thing I would say is make a commitment to something, maybe like try and book something or try and sign up to something so that you have to be at a stage where you're ready. Because I think the first 2 years of, as Sam was said before, like the first 2 years, I don't think we ever felt like super ready.
That's right. Keep going, man. I was just,
we never felt ready. And I think like having something you're always trying to be ready for is the easiest way in anything to get better. But I don't have much experience with this, so that's...
That was brilliant
Sam's the
advice, man.
wise one.
That was brilliant advice.
Was it?
I completely agree, man. You just need to start shooting.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a passion project when you first start photography. You need to have the passion. It's a hard thing to get really good at. And people who are passionate about it and do it for the love of it are the people who get good at it. Like, I mean, really good at it. And find that eye, man. Because that eye, you know, I'm still developing my eye. I've been doing photography. I picked up a camera at 14. And every day I'm learning new shit. So you know what I mean? Like, you're just never going to finish learning. And there's photographers I look at and I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
You know, I've been doing it for 15 years. I'm 29 this year. That's a long time to be doing a craft, you know, and not like devoted to it and started. Like I did a bachelor's degree in it and, you know, just lived it the whole time, you know. So it's a hard thing to master. I haven't mastered it. You know, I've been doing it a long time. So it's a humbling craft, I think.
And I think it also depends on like the person. Like if you are, you know, like socially awkward or, and you know, a lot of photographers are like, even when they go through with weddings and that sort of thing. But it is a good way to develop those skills as well. But you do have to, you know, Hayden knows me, like I've forced myself into a situation where I felt uncomfortable, but you always feel better afterwards. And I think the fact that I've done it with someone else like really helped that.
Yeah, the business partner.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've struggled with, to be honest, is
Yeah.
having to take on the roles myself as a business owner. That's been really difficult, to be honest. Dinesh also asked, what's the funniest wedding moment you've caught on camera? And I think these boys will have something to answer on that, so we'll let them run.
Yeah, we've got some. Well, I've got a good one, but Hayden's is probably better. So
No, I want to hear actually if very, very after you've pulled that lovely shot, I want to hear yours, James. I'm very, very interested to hear, because we've got, I think they just find us. I think almost every second wedding, something ridiculous happens that just tops the one before.
Yeah.
So we're curious, where does your funniest moment stack up?
Oh, there's been so.
I actually don't think I have a funny moment, to be honest. I'm really trying to think. But
Embarrassing?
no,
Awkward?
There's not too many, to be honest. I'm really trying to.
What about cringe? Weddings are always full of cringe.
I'm just too much of a serious dude, aren't I? I feel like you guys are the fun ones. Yeah, I'm actually stumped on that one.
Just chaos, not fun. Let's just leave it.
I just feel like I'm going to throw my couples under the bus. That wedding was chaos. I photographed all this horrible stuff. I'm going to pass. What's your boys?
Okay, all right. Sam, you can lead us because I've.
What's up, people jumping in? We are answering community questions at the moment. We're just about to answer the question of what's the funniest wedding moment we caught. Please ask us photography and videography questions. We have an amazing duo here who are incredibly talented. Go ahead. Go for it. Answer
Gosh,
the
you're
question.
so
Like
good
we've
at
got
hosting.
many. Like there's so many. There's also some like like things that involve injuries and all those sorts of things. Crashing of drones and stuff. But the funniest for me, for sure, was when it was last wedding season. Probably halfway through, like maybe
Are
Feb.
you talking about the dates?
No.
What are you
So
talking about?
we had this bridal party lined up to do a champagne pop. And as you do, like we recommend they have some champagne. We talk to them about what that is, and we ask like, have you popped one before? It's always the groom. Hayden, because I get my settings ready on my camera, like manual and blah blah blah. Hayden usually does the run through of the the procedure. So he's slowly unscrew, pull it out. You don't have to pop it. Thumb over, shake, let go. So he goes through that. He hands the bottle over to the poor groom, I have to say.
The poor groom.
And as Hayden's face is still kind of over top of the bottle, the groom lets the cork out, and
cork go.
It's like Hayden's been shot by a sniper. So that was on the floor, straight in the eye, black eye.
Yeah.
All the bridal party are kind of just like not knowing whether to laugh or run away.
Just silence. So it's crazy. You're a sick guy, Sam. The question was what was funny, not what was sad, man.
It's funny
Come
because
on.
I started
gold.
laughing like a lot.
That's
and
gold.
Hayden
I think that is the worst. Okay, couples, you take the cork out before you point it at the videographer.
What was
in the eye.
What was
Don't
funny,
shoot us
what was
in the
funny,
eye.
Hayden stood up off the ground and he's just like, we couldn't see me. He's just like, nah, it's all good. And he's standing there with like,
Could you still work?
Dude, I firmed it so hard.
but he's trying to tell everyone, no, I'm good. And he's got one eye closed. It's just bright red.
Oh
And
my God. I'm blind.
I'm putting the mic on, so I'm leaning over this way, and it just goes boom.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Oh.
man, that is horrible.
yeah.
Honestly, not that it tops it. I think it's different. Father of the bride, Sandalford, standing up in front of the
Oh,
lectern.
okay. Yeah. This is the all-time funniest for sure.
In front of 180 people, right? Starts getting a bit emotional, right? The speech is towards the end, got quite a few people in tears, and
It also, to butt in, it had gone for probably 10 minutes and it was almost at the point where people were kind of just like, oh, like, can it be over? And
almost. The speeches have been going for a bit, but it was a good speech nonetheless.
good speech.
And he's standing there, and the lectern didn't have a little catch, so you had to hold the microphone with one hand, right?
3 cameras on the poor man.
4, I think we had on this
What
occasion.
fucking angles are you covering, mate? Where are these cameras?
4.
We need a full understanding.
We and so he's standing there, and all of a sudden he goes, excuse me, I think my pants are boof. No joke, not just like a little drop down.
Ankles.
Ankles. His pants just went down from up here down to his ankles, and he couldn't reach down. It was so because he's holding the microphone, so he's trying to, and he's standing there, tidy whities.
Did you get the dick pic?
Everything. Dude, I was in tears.
Oh, mate.
The place erupted and he got the biggest applause I think I've ever heard from a
That's
wedding
pretty.
speech.
That's pretty good. Why doesn't this happen to my weddings? Why are my weddings fun?
And I was like, I needed to get a grip because I was tickled.
That's
I just
good.
couldn't
We
stop
were
laughing.
we were like crying.
You got the
yeah.
shot. You had that.
Oh,
leg
I know
angle,
I got the shot.
Yeah.
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 It was in the highlight film.
It was definitely in the. Actually, no, I took it out. I took it out. I put it in their speeches film, so it was in there.
Good.
Yeah. Had to get it in there.
I
Amazing.
Yeah, you guys jot my memory a little bit with the corkscrew. I have so many photos where they've popped it and then it's just gone with
Yeah.
like the wind or something,
Yeah.
and they're just like,
There's so many factors, eh? Yeah.
yeah.
We've got a few champagne
Got a few
stories.
of
Just a couple. Like, man, we need someone out there make a tutorial on how to pop a champagne.
It's not.
There you
it's
go.
not
Let's do
hard.
it. It's really not that hard.
But,
Should we do it? Yeah,
We should do it.
Yeah.
You might go
We'll
viral.
fix our own problem. Yeah.
Oh, that's gold.
But
That's
yeah, no, that
gold.
was funny. That was amazing.
I'm actually going to ask you about gear. Let's dive into gear. And you guys ask us questions about gear, please. Get on those keyboards, start typing. Let's get the viewers into it. What's the gear you're using? You got 4 fucking cameras going, man, on a wedding.
It would be
4
really.
iPhones.
I think it would be really good to hear if any of these people viewing have Sony users like us.
Any
Yes.
Sony users out there, please punch in. If you're a Sony user, give us a thumbs up. Say you're a Sony user. I don't know how many viewers
Fist
are in
up.
at the moment.
Fist up.
Fist up. We like Sony. I'm a Canon. Everything's Canon. Canon's just better.
Yeah, I can tell
How
you're
did you?
Canon.
How did you get into
yeah.
Canon, James? Like, what convinced you? Did you try other brands or?
It was dropped as a.
I won't go down because I'll be serious. I got into Canon because Canon had the 5D Mark II, which was like $800 at the time.
Yeah.
Picked it up. It's fucking amazing, man. It's a good camera for the price point. And then I got my nifty 50, and then later on,
50.
So I had a cheap setup, a really cheap and affordable setup early on. What's up, Daz? What's up, Kyle? Kaylin? So I don't know how to say your name, brother. I asked us a question about photography, videography, wedding specific questions. We're diving into gear. So yeah, I got into Canon that way. Started buying the lenses. The lenses are really expensive, so I just stuck with Canon. Once I got like my first 16 to 35, I paid like $2.5 for that or something. I was like, I'm not very fucking changing bodies.
Still got it. Still got it.
Oh no, it's gone.
gone.
Yeah, I got a 14 to 35
There you
now.
go.
That one.
That one.
Because
Sexy.
then they changed to mirrorless and all the bloody
Yeah,
lenses
yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
And now, man, this shit's expensive with Canon. Like that lens cost me $4,000. So that setup there alone cost me $11K. Without the rig.
So if you're
Settle.
if you're a couple, you good? You just heard both of mine.
What's up, guys? Jumping in. Please ask us questions on photography, videography. We've got an amazing creative doer in photography and videography experts in weddings. Go for it. Get on the keyboards now. Type.
So if there are, I suppose, any couples listening out there, what you're saying,
They want
James,
a mentorship. Do you offer mentorship programs?
do we do a mentorship
There you
program?
go. They're going to start one just for
do-
you, mate.
How
It's
much?
10,000
Yeah.
10,000 Australian dollars.
Launching tonight.
We'll send you an invoice.
Um,
Just ask us questions, Daniel. Feel free to ask us questions, bud.
No,
We'll
I
mentor
was
you.
going to say that with all this talk about how much gear or how much money you've spent on gear, do we need to do a little plug to any couples that might be watching or maybe watching to book?
I think
James,
people just
2025,
yeah.
2026?
It's expensive for a reason.
yeah.
Pay for what you get.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4 bodies. What are you usually using? Like,
For,
so you have 2 and you have 4.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you have 6 on a wedding.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Every wedding, yeah.
But
and,
we also
and
have
film
a-
as well, yeah.
We also have a backup.
Yeah. See, I
Sweet.
just sold body and I need an extra body, so I'm gonna have 5 at a given wedding, 5 bodies to the wedding.
Yeah.
And I'm just about to drop 5.5K on another body. And
Cameras are expensive.
They're expensive, man.
But they're super important, and we actually had. We've always been really super firm that we have a extra camera body ready to go.
You need it, man.
And it never gets used.
You-
You never gets used.
You need the cables. You need the extra body. So I broke a cable when you came in, so I couldn't
You-
have that
you
third
did.
camera.
I
So
know.
just shit goes wrong all the time. You got to be prepared for
I
it.
know you asked me if I had a HDMI. I said no. You know?
Bloody hell, mate! What are you doing? You're supposed to be a videographer. What are you doing, rocking
His
up to a
wallet.
shoot? What are you using, man? Sony. So you got Sony.
Yeah. So the main running gun for the day is the FX3.
Yep.
So run around with him.
Yep.
And then the four other ones are A7 4s.
Yep.
So because they shoot 4K, they have no crop once you
How much are those each?
don't remind me, man. Come on.
3 to 4K, I
3,
think,
yeah.
now. Yeah. And they don't really drop. That's the thing, hey? Like,
Around 4 when we got them new, 3.5 now.
Each one has a lens.
Sorry.
Each one has a lens.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
lenses
yeah,
are you
yeah.
using?
What do I use?
depends what for, I think, for video, hey?
Yeah, it's obviously the regarding the room. Majority of the time though, it's either a 70 to 180 Tamron.
So you got like four of those.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. We got a lot. Yeah.
Fuck,
You should see our trolley going into a wedding.
The
Yeah, man.
cart-
The carts are important.
carts
You
are
need the carts,
amazing.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grow the
But that's
cart.
the thing, like, people see you roll into a wedding and they're like, far out, like you've got some stuff. And then they comment to us like, oh, we went to a wedding and the guy just had like one camera. Like, well, yeah, that's why you know.
This is why I wonder.
Book Everlast.
It's, yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
You want gear?
Yeah, exactly.
New tagline.
No budget.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you. Like
Man,
we
but there's expensive photographers out there using one camera on a shoot.
Yeah.
There are, man.
Yeah.
I met up with my friend the other day who I won't say the name, but he worked with a videographer. And I think it was a photographer who was offering videography as an add-on, and they had one camera for their first stand setup that was just on a tripod at the back, and he charged a couple of K just to have that one camera set up.
Crazy business.
Crazy.
Yeah, with
People wake up.
Some people do take advantage
that.
of the wedding tax, man.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, "Oh, the wedding tax." For me, I'm like, I'm just trying to provide a fucking good service. People out there are fucking couples over, man.
Can I share a little story?
Yeah.
Can I share? Okay. One of my best friends got married, right? I was a groomsman. And obviously he didn't ask me to do any of the filming at his wedding. He already had 2 photographers booked. Cost him about $4,500, right?
What year was this?
Sorry?
$4,500 when?
This year.
This year.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Like quite a big company that kind of just, I suppose it's maybe a different photographer each time.
Oh, wait. So photo and video.
Just photo.
Just photo.
$4,500.
$4,500.
Who's this guy with long, dark brown hair?
Yeah.
Is that me?
Where no.
Who's the
Can
culprit?
confirm it was not James. James would do a way better job.
Oh, God.
But these guys, the couple, were freaking out. So my best friend and his partner freaking out the week of the wedding because she had a total change of mind, decided she wants video, right? Basically, like, we don't know what to do. What can we do? Like, I said, oh, look, I'm happy to reach out to everybody I know to see what you can do. They reached out to everybody. I reached out. Everybody's booked, right? Because it was that week, right? If they weren't booked, they were offering prices at an extortionary amount because it was just the week of. And obviously they're desperate, and like the vendors could smell they were desperate. And so they ended up going to the photographers that they went with. And they said, look, can you please do video? Because I suggested to them, ask if they do video add-on. Most places do. I think it was almost $3,000 or $3,500 for a couple of hours of video coverage for the second photographer that was already going to be there to just switch over to video.
An add-on, yeah.
An add-on. And they would just get like the files with like not even a film or something like that. And because I said, send me what they said. And he sent it to me and I just couldn't believe it. And I couldn't justify it either. I was like, how? I can't let my best friend spend this much money for this little. No. So I actually packed my FX3 with me on the wedding. I pulled out my camera for about 25 minutes throughout the day. Tiny bits, put together a little like 90-second video with a copyrighted song because it wasn't an actual paid gig. And dude, it was amazing. It was amazing. And they loved it. And it was probably better because I was with them longer than anybody could have done in 3 hours just at a reception coverage switching over.
And we only charged like what, $5,000 for that?
Yeah, I think we charged him 10. He still owes me. We've got a running debt. He doesn't know it yet either.
You can do things with minimal gear, but we've I think over the last like 6 years or so for weddings, we have reviewed gear like every season before. We just want the best setup, and we've got to the point now where we don't want to get rid of anything, we don't want to add anything, right? And that's also considering the fact that it's just us two on the day, like, and what roles we can both play in setting up these 4 cameras for the ceremony, speeches, all that
You've
stuff.
obviously got it pretty down packed if you are setting 4 cameras up. I'm guessing a Zoom internal recorder into it, and then the lav mics as well.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Are you doing that in 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think
it's very impressive.
The important thing.
What do you do if something goes wrong? Because like I know that celebrant speakers are always a problem, or church speakers are always a problem, and like getting a clean audio. What the fuck's wrong with churches? What's up with churches?
Dude, the church has got that back room locks tight. There's nothing getting in there.
If you're running a church, you need to get proper AV people in. Gosh.
The important thing to note though is when you say 4 cameras, it sounds like a lot, right? And I think one of the things we started out at the start, we said we don't want to have it like a big studio, which was the first wedding we ever saw, where they had all these tripods right in people's faces. That made us cringe. And I think it makes anybody cringe when you see like lots of videos.
Just like intrusive. Yeah, we don't want to be intrusive with anything.
So with the 4, it's like, oh wow, 4 cameras, that's a lot. But it's so well hidden.
Because you're using long lenses.
It's long lenses. It's out of the
Long
way.
lenses, but just in spots that are just out of the way.
Like you don't see it. Like
Yeah.
if you're walking down the aisle as the bride, you won't see.
Yeah.
Like you just don't. And I think that's the little bit of extra effort that again makes a big difference. But yeah, it's something you still see every now and then is just tripods in shots and stands out in everywhere. And it's like sometimes they need to be. Sometimes you're in a tiny little room, or sometimes the church has one little aisle, so you kind of have to kind of get yourself out there. But I think the trick we try, and that's why it can take long, and we'll kind of unpack what we do in an emergency or when we've got 5 minutes to set up. But it's taking that time to make sure that it's out of plain sight so that we have lots of coverage and they don't even know. That's kind of the trick.
I don't like having my cameras in shot.
Yeah.
One thing I like having in my shots are my lights. I really like it. I deliberately add them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a controversial one. I've been trying to take them out.
Let's go into it. I add them in because no one's adding them in.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your
Think
thing, though.
outside
Yeah.
the box.
Yeah.
Dude, point the camera in the other direction.
Yeah.
That's the best advice my tutor gave me at uni. Was if people are shooting one way, shoot the other way, and people will be attracted to your uniqueness. And that's done me really well because I've always looked at what people are doing.
That's deep.
That is. Yeah. How can I apply that in my life?
There you go. You're gonna start putting your lights in. So yeah, if I have a light in the corner, I'll fucking leave it in.
Yeah, good.
Because no one's doing it. And people look at it, and so many people have been like, your shots are great, man. I'm like, yeah, I'm just putting the lights in there. I'm lighting stuff. I'm leaving them in the corner of the frame. I'm getting the flares in, and I'm just deliberately doing it because no one's doing it. Everyone's trying to hide lights. Everyone's trying to use soft light. Let's use direct light. Let's use COB. Let's use reflector dishes. Let's chuck it in the corner of the shot. Let's get the lens flare in. Let's see how it looks. And I'm just experimenting, getting feedback all the time. And when people say I like that, it's a rabbit hole, and I go down it. Yeah, that's what I've been
It's
doing,
definitely your area of expertise, isn't it? Is all
Lighting.
the lighting.
Yeah.
Like you're a weapon when it comes to lighting.
Thank you, man.
It's commendable.
Thank you.
But tell me, James.
Hang on, whose podcast is this?
Sorry. What's it called? The James.
The James Stefano experience.
Oh.
The JRE.
God,
JD.
Got to patent that, mate. That's coming.
Mate, I love the Joe Rogan experience, but let's not get
He's
into that.
good.
He's fucking good, man.
You do your
He's a
comedy shows on the
grandfather.
weekends.
Is he your grandfather?
No. The grandfather of podcasting.
Yeah.
I was going to say, man, it's been a chapter I've missed out on, eh?
I mean, this is very Joe Rogan-like. We're just laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
What were you going to ask me, man?
I was going to ask you, well, what's your emergency plan? Like, tell me a scenario where it's just not been looking good, you know?
I've never been in one.
You've never... Don't lie.
I've never been in one.
James, don't lie.
I've been in a couple.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Usually,
Yeah.
okay, I'll be honest. It's usually because, so look, I'm really big on pre-planning. Like, I spend about an hour and a half with my couple before the wedding, and I'll review the schedule, and I'll look at it, and I'll say my concerns before the wedding day, and I'll say what needs to happen. So ideally, before we even get to the wedding, I know exactly what's going to happen, where we need to be, the timeline, and all that before the big day. So then on the day we're not stressed. The problems I've had times, and the reason I'm not going to tell stories is because I've made it very clear is because my feedback wasn't listened to, and that's when things might go a bit AWOL. So there has been times, but usually I try to be very transparent with the people who book me, and I'll tell them kind of how I feel and what needs to happen if they actually want to get what they want. Like, I've had people give me completely unrealistic lists and expectations for something like a 6-hour shoot, and then feedback's come back, and I've been, my back end's always secured because I go, well, these are my notes from our meeting, and this is what I said to you, and I said, you need more time. Or you need more time here, you need a bit longer here. And if that's not listened to, then a lot of the time it can go a little bit crazy, and maybe they don't get exactly the shots they want. Usually it's just timelines running over. So, usually like hair and makeup is all stressed out because they've tried to do a million things in a 45-minute time
or
period.
a million people.
Yeah, a million people. The rooms have been completely squashed in and
Yeah.
compact. You just need to breathe, man. You just need to go, there's nothing I can do. Like, what are you actually going to do? I think... my laptop's done. So my training was social work. So I did a master of social work, and what we learned there was documentation's key. And as long as you have all your grounds covered and everything's recorded, feedback can't come back on you badly. So that's kind of yeah.
But you obviously want to avoid getting
You
to
want to
that
avoid
point,
it.
right? Yeah.
So that's why I try and be as transparent as
Of
I
course.
can. And I try and say things like, to be honest, I don't think we're going to get those shots.
Yeah,
and,
good.
and I'll just be honest, like your timeline's too tight. You're going to be
Mhm.
stressed. You need more time. It's usually the feedback.
Mm.
Because it's been crazy. They'll be like, I want like 60 shots of pre-wedding.
Mhm.
And then it'll be like, I'm there for 20 minutes.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh,
know
is
what
this
I mean?
Getting ready?
Getting ready?
Yeah.
Sorry, pre-wedding, pre-ceremony.
Yeah.
Getting ready. And, I've had shot lists where it's just like, zoom, and I've looked at it and I've gone, how long? We're there for 20 minutes, like
Pinterest board.
yeah, and and I'm like, pick 2 or 3,
Yeah.
we can maybe do those, and then get your detail shots as well. But you're just going to be stressed out if you try and fit too much in.
But I
It's not a
think
good
like
idea.
we were talking about the type of couples we have before, like our couples now always just like respect what we do. Like they trust us on the day. We don't really get shotless anymore. Like there might be like a, like a pose that the parents did or the grandparents did or something like that. But
like
that they want to mimic.
stepbrothers.
But like, I think now we've got to the point where our couples just trust us for what we
Brilliant.
do, which is what everyone should book, wedding.
Yeah, I agree.
for.
I think especially if you're going to pay a professional, $500 an hour, or I don't, whatever you're charging them, you need to acknowledge their input and you need to acknowledge their expertise. Even, you do 20 weddings, let's say. After 20 weddings, you have a very in-depth understanding of how a wedding day flows and how much time you need to like capture everything. So I think, I think my feedback to couples would just be trust your photographer.
Mhm.
If you're booking them and you're paying for them, like trust that they're going to be able to plan the day with you, and collaborate and make sure everything runs smoothly. Do you guys do pre-planning with your couples? Like how
yeah,
much?
we do. I was going to ask, how early do you try and
3 months, 2 months before.
But in terms of like a timeline, like are you trying to be the first vendor to provide a timeline with your couple, or do you kind of
depends
jump
who
in?
they've booked. Depends who they've booked.
Okay.
So the first question is, do they have a wedding planner?
Yeah.
If they have a wedding planner, I might not even speak to the couple. Like I speak to the wedding planner.
Mm.
Usually people come to me, they don't have wedding planners. So
Yeah.
how many wedding planners do you reckon your wedding?
None.
Yeah, none. Yeah, very
That's
rarely.
the thing. Like we, again, talking about the type of couple we get, like we kind of almost provide that service ourselves. Like we,
Yep, me too.
yeah.
Yep.
So we kind of do it all.
Sam is a wedding planner. He just doesn't know it yet, and he won't admit it.
Yeah.
Like good photography requires good planning.
Yeah.
Mm.
You need to know your capabilities as a photographer and how long things are going to take. Like that's something that's taken me years to get. So, like with my flash photography, I know exactly how long a certain shot's going to take me. So I know how to schedule that into the shooting session. And there's been instances where we've only had like 3 or 4 minutes, but we've got the shot the bride really wanted, because we know our capabilities and an ability to do that. So I think, a big part of it's having that professionalism and expertise as a photographer to be able to structure the day. Like it's such an important part of producing good images,
Mhm. But I suppose we find like basically to kind of share how we do it from when we get the initial lead, if we're free and we're available, we'll organize a call and that's like an actual phone call.
Yep.
And they
too.
can book a time with us, which is nice. And it's not just good for the couple to see if we're the right fit for them, but it's also awesome just to have a voice to talk to rather than like email. We love like
I don't email the fitness inquiry. Like I contact them. Yes, we are available. Call. If you don't call me, I won't book it in.
Yeah. So
Simple as
so
that,
we let them book a time that's convenient for them, which is great. And we say it's a 5-minute call. It's usually about like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah,
Because that's the thing. As soon as you hit that, as you connect in some way, it's like this.
goes.
Like you just talk and it's good. But something that I do, and I've probably for the last year or so, is basically after that call, that initial call, I send them their wedding timeline. And that might be 2 years before the wedding.
Is that on Studio Ninja? Do you have like a questionnaire set up in there or something?
No, so I make sure that obviously mostly they have a venue. Mostly they have a ceremony time, a start time from that venue. If not, most of the venues we know, like some of them can kind of allow for some flexibility. So we kind of know like the rough times per what time of year it is. And basically if I have the ceremony start time and I have the places they're going to be, I can build their timeline and I can be the first one to jump in even before a wedding planner, really, sometimes, to give them and convince them of the times that they actually need.
That's such an integral part to good photography, man.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. I think that is the most crucial thing to... You're a landscape photographer,
Yeah.
How do you get good landscape images?
Prep.
Right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Right place at the right time, man.
Yeah.
You have the sun in the right position. You know exactly where it's going to... I did this Ritz-Carlton shoot, this editorial. People look at the images and they're like, they're fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking went to the venue, like looked at where the sun's going, knew the exact time we needed to be, how we're going to light certain things before the shoot. You know, like if you have that understanding as a professional, that's how you get good photos, man. You need to be able to visualize and understand how the light's going to work, and then make sure you're in the right space at the right time.
That's the thing, like with the timeline. If you've got the ceremony time, you can go backwards to the start of the thing, including travel. You can go up to sunset, past sunset, reception, blah, blah, blah. And if we're the first ones to create that document, and I've actually explained it to them over the phone, and, you know, it's written in an email, then even if it's a wedding planner coming in, they can convince the wedding planner that, no, we actually want these times. And I say to them, like, the wedding planner's going to have ideas, but, like, it's your wedding. You can...
It depends what's important to the couple, right? As well.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing that I think you guys wanted to talk about, isn't it? It's like... How do you structure timelines and kind of adapt to every couple? Because that is really important. Timelines are crucial to producing good work. But how do you make sure the couple's happy with the timeline?
I think the super important thing, which we always is like the fundamental rule, is whatever they want goes a lot of the time. So if they want certain time for this, certain time for that, then that's totally fine. If they want 20 minutes for a bridal shoot, we'll explain to them what that looks like. And if that's what they really want, then that's totally fine. But for any timeline talk, I'm going to handball it to Sammy, because he has seen more timelines than, goodness, I think most planners.
What would you rate the importance of a timeline for good photography in terms of like, so like
scale are we talking about?
Yeah, like 1 to 10, you know, like how important is it to have
10?
I agree.
Oh, crazy. Like that's why I try and make it the first thing. You know, like when I say this, it's a phone call with a wedding lead. They haven't booked us. Like they're still looking. We're giving them a timeline as a, you know, for them, it's like, wow, like this is crazy, a crazy service from a photographer. Like they're literally giving me a timeline. Now I don't need like a wedding planner or something, you know, but for us, it's like we've locked in the times from before they've even booked us. If they want to take that timeline and run to someone else, they'll probably use it.
I do the same thing.
But
I think it's crucial.
It doesn't
service,
affect us because now we've got the, you know, we know what times work. And you know, we have buffers built in for travel for certain parts of the day that we know often run over. But we talk to them about that, and they, I think the couples we get now are just happy that and respect our choice of that, which is great.
I completely agree, man. I think what you're doing is fantastic. Yeah.
The other, I think what we're getting better and better at now as well is also understanding the other roles that are played in weddings. So, for example, like how catering usually need time for, or and other bits and pieces. I think when we first started writing timelines, we were very much looking at our lens, what works for us. And, you know, it was pretty selfish, because then, you know, you'd come to other people and then we'd need to either change it or anything like that. But I think now, like especially in the last year or so, the timelines Sam puts together is so fantastic at taking everybody into account. And it's not necessarily replacing a wedding planner, because they do so much more with so many different, I suppose, fields. Whereas this is just, I suppose, what the couple are going to experience largely on the day, because we're with the couple pretty much the whole time. But wedding planners go that step extra, where obviously they're doing everything else. And
it's not replacing wedding planning.
No,
I don't think it is.
No.
And I think what you're doing, where you're integrating wedding planners, or you're integrating the catering team, or whatever else team might be, that's where your professionalism is that extra step higher. It's not just how are we going to be in the right spot at the right time to produce good images, but I am a wedding expert. I specialize in weddings, and I'm able to integrate everyone on your day, so it's a stress-free experience and everything runs smoothly, and that's so important.
And we were saying at the start about how, like, I suppose our strong point is that we can like connect to any couple. We can also connect. I feel like we connect well with all the vendors too. Like you know, like you get some big personalities in the wedding industry, and
but you love them.
Even if like
fun.
You know, the hair and makeup's like 30 minutes late, and we've got 5 minutes to get shots of the detail or something like that. We just have a laugh. Like we have a laugh. You know, we never push someone out like to make them uncomfortable. The vendors, the couples, the family, nothing. We always get it done, but we can just like tailor the approach. And I think that's
things go wrong. You need to be. You need to be like things go wrong all the time. I broke my cable today. I was pissed off and upset, but you know, you just say to yourself, things go wrong, right? You know,
I still haven't forgiven you for it.
going to cop a bad review. I hated the podcast. Grandmaster, thanks for inputting, mate. Definitely 30 days for an 8-hour event. What's up, brother? What was your question, my man? Sorry, I've jotted it down. Anyone who is watching at the moment, we've had heaps of people drop in, so I've just kind of neglected the audience a little bit. Please ask us questions. Hayden and Sam are from Everlast Creative. They are a duo who specialize in wedding photography and videography. They are seriously good at this shit. So ask questions, and you guys are going to get a lot of advice from them if you are trying to pursue a wedding photography business. C Stokes has jumped in. C Stokes, one of my first clients ever. Gaff Impact, thanks for jumping in. Man, we had a lot of viewers come in, a lot of viewers jump out. What's up, people who are jumping in? Please ask us questions. We are more than happy to answer anything photography and videography related. So timelines, let's bring it back to timelines. Timelines is the most important thing for a photographer and videographer to become good at. I think that is how you provide a good service, how you get good images, how you make the experience good in general. What do you say to couples who have a photographer and they're not doing planning with them, which is what most do, in my opinion?
Didn't most not plan?
I don't think to that extent, no.
Oh, I don't know. It'd be just hard to
Have you guys like done any sneak inquiry style of photography companies and had a look at
No.
process and funnel? No, might be some good research. For
Maybe we should.
That's the thing. We've kind of just done it.
It feels
the
a
way that
bit
we do
unethical.
It,
It feels a bit unethical.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone does it.
I feel like and I was saying this off the podcast. I feel like because we offer both services, we've really just existed in our own little bubble with photographers and other videographers.
But that's like, it's just, I don't know. There's something special about that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you worry too much about what other people are doing as a business owner, then you kind of get lost in it all, right? If you focus on improving your service and making the best it possibly can be from your own experience and your own expertise, that's when people get good. It's like you almost like shut everything else out and you just go, how do I make this as good as I possibly can be? Because people who don't go far in business are the ones who are always worrying about what the person next to them is doing. And they're always looking at other people's rates, trying to be cheaper. Is the other thing, they're always trying to be, they race to the bottom, man. Like focus on what you're doing, make your service as good as you can, advice, and then just get rejected a few times. Put your rates up and you get hit back 4 times, put it down a little bit. And just try and improve your service and your and the quality of your work and see where you can get to. Like don't worry about what other people are doing. Fuck them. Worry about yourself.
I totally agree. I think the beautiful thing that we've got each other is that we sit down probably more often than we should, but we sit down and we just review everything and we will just go through top to bottom. How can we do this better? What's the number saying? Blah, 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 blah. And we just go we just pick it all apart. We put it all back together and we just make it better. I'm not sure it's ever a good idea for a photographer to reduce their price, because I think it's super important for people, I think, to understand that. I think as soon as you fluctuate on pricing, it's...
So how do you go about pricing your work?
Oh, that's top secret, James.
Come on, mate. We got 2 viewers who are interested. We got Espresso Photography, Ella Verate, thanks for jumping in, and Theo Kuo. What a cool name. I love that name. Ask us questions, guys. Photography, videography, weddings. How do you price your work? Pricing your work's hard, man. Spill it.
We have like a bit of a formula that we've put together that helps us.
What would you do, let's say, just hypothetically, if all your bookings just dropped off and everyone was saying you're too expensive? Would you reduce?
It's a good question. I think you would have to clear a lot of things before you would come to that conclusion of lowering your prices, because you can have lots of people come to your door and say you're too expensive, which, as far as rates go, we are, I suppose, a lot on the higher side of everything.
I'm sure you are at the moment. Everyone's reducing their rates. Have you seen the ads at the moment on Facebook? 50% off everywhere.
But
really?
I mean, like we used to be
everywhere.
like that, like when we started, that was us, but we're just very comfortable in the position we're in with the type of client that we are trying to attract.
Yeah.
And they're not booking, most of the time they're like, oh, like, don't worry about price. I'm like, do you want to discuss the prices? No, like, we just want to book you. Cause and a lot of the time it's like, it's people that have been guests at weddings that we've shot. and they just saw us work. You know, I might have taken like one photo of them, or he might have gone up with the video camera once or something, and they're like, they had a connection with us, and they're like, far out, those guys are so cool. They hadn't seen the work yet, but they wanted to book us. So like a lot of the time now, like they're not fussed about the price. It's just the experience, which is exactly what we want.
I want to be able to structure my questionnaire form that it has questions, and you click it, and as soon as you click it, it goes to the next question. And it's just like but you know much as anyway.
Like a BuzzFeed.
I know what you mean.
They're so hard to fucking find, man. I found one software was 200 Australian a month.
Like this answer will determine what the next question is.
No, well, not quite, but it's just a series of questions rather than having a really long form. It's just condensed.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so I want one of my questions to be, what are you looking for a photographer? And literally just list, I'm just looking for the best photographer I can be. I don't care about price. And, once you click that, that's the one. I almost like the people who click the bottom one. I want to go, sorry, you're not eligible to, because I don't want the people who are price hunting. I don't want it. I don't want to work with them. And I'm sorry, but if you're out there and you're trying to find the cheapest photographer, if I'm going to be taking you on as a client, my business is going to go into the ground. And that's really how I look at it.
Yeah.
I'm going to challenge that though.
Go for it.
Because what happens if you take someone who's price hunting and which we have done when we started, when we were the first couple of years, we were very much in that budget cheap rate. But like, what if you price hunt, or they're price hunting, but you give them something that just blows their mind?
It happens all the time. I have people who say I'm too expensive, come back to me a month later all the time.
Yeah.
So maybe I wouldn't say that, but
it's
a bit of a joke. But yeah,
no, of course.
People inquire and I'll provide them. Is that what you're asking?
No, I just think in general when it comes to, because there's a bit of a, as we were kind of hashing over before, like ideal clients and everything like that. I think, I just think like not ruling out people based on if they are budget hunting, and because I think that's okay, because in certain areas I budget hunt. It could be a pair of running shoes or whatever, and you'd be like, I'm just gonna find like what's the best, and you do that, and I think that's part of it. But I think taking those people, and at the end of the day, if the budgets don't align and it doesn't work, that's totally fine. But sometimes you get budget hunters that you can actually get on a call with them, and then once they realize that, actually, I'm going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on this wedding, and there's 3 things I take away from it: my dress, my ring, or my husband's usually, the ring, and photos and video. And it's the thing that's going to make you relive that day. And I think that it's hard for people to put a price on that.
I don't think you can put a price on it, to be honest. I think it's probably one of the most important parts of weddings, and it's the biggest privilege of modern society, is to be able to have things that you can look back on and remember. I know I've been doing photography for over a decade. How dorky does that sound? But I've been doing it a long time, and I've taken photos, not just weddings. And I have had people say, "You have taken photos of people who have passed, and they are the most important things."
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's the most important things for me ever. Happens to me all the time, man. Because I've taken photos of my granddad who's passed. I have portraits printed in my house of my granddad. And those photos are some of the most valuable things. The photo I took was displayed at his funeral. It is so important. Hey? Like, this is such a privilege, and a lot of people take it for granted. It's not a cheap thing. Photography is a life devotion. To be able to produce good work is an expensive devotion. My card and my camera is $800. People lose their mind when I tell them that. It's something that you should value.
Bought some this week.
It's something that you should value, and it's important. But ultimately, I don't think people who are looking for the cheapest photographer are ever going to increase the budget to be able to afford someone who's charging $5,000 to $8,000 for a wedding. And if you're spending, as a business owner, more time in the comment sections of posts on Facebook that are going, I'm looking for a photographer, and you're competing with 60 other people who are commenting or trying to undercut each other and provide the cheapest service, rather than actually looking at your service and going, how am I going to improve my service so I can charge a higher and more premium rate? You're not going to stay in business. You're going to go out of business.
I think there's a time for that though. This is the thing. I think there's
when
genuinely,
you're starting out,
there's a time and place for all of it. Like, I really think, if you are new, sometimes you have to get in those comment sections. Sometimes you got to get the elbows out. You got to hustle.
You got to hustle, man.
You got to win those clients. You got to sell them. You got to sell your soul. You just need another wedding to practice at. Not even practice at, but to do and then over deliver. It's always undercharge, over deliver, and that's what we did for a couple of years.
I did the same thing, man.
I think our first wedding was paid wedding was off Gumtree.
Yep.
Free listing on Gumtree.
Absolutely.
Gumtree. No, let that sink in. Gumtree for a wedding.
And it was about
crazy.
It was about a 15-hour photo
when I was
video.
18, when I was 18, I took my first wedding. Gumtree. Or was it Craigslist? It was one of them. $200 for 8 hours. That's how much I charged them.
And then how much time editing, James?
I don't even remember. This was a long time ago. I think there was even 2 of us on site. But yeah, look, don't get me wrong. When you're starting off in business, it's very difficult. But I think people get to a level like I see ads online, and people who are considered high-end photographers are offering 20% off all their packages. People who are considered mid-range photographers are offering 50% off all their packages. And are you a $8,000 photographer, or are you a $4,000 photographer? What are you, like, you know what I mean? What are you trying to communicate? And I think if you just have discounts running for 12 months, which is what's kind of going on at the moment, or everyone's kind of, trying to flash these really cheap rates around, that's not how you market yourself correctly. I think, yes, you're absolutely right. When you're breaking into the industry, you need to hustle. It's a really, really difficult industry to hustle in. I would probably argue you're better off shooting for free rather than cheap and just trying to get the work behind you. But I think once you become established, the worst thing to do is to try and undercut other people. It's kind of, that's my approach to it. Like if you're have been in business for, let's say, 3 years and you've been doing it full time for 3 years, and maybe, you're still trying to like, just offer the cheapest service you can, so people book you based on the price rather than the quality of work. Those are the type of businesses I've seen go out of business. Like, people never say they go out of business because they're charging too much. It's always because they weren't making enough money, and I feel like just like these companies like Good Moments. I'm just going to say their name, or Dusk Photography. Fuck it. I'll say then. But you know what I mean? It's just like, they're literally just like, there's a whole unethical practice of pretending they're an internal team and then sourcing photographers the week before the wedding. But there's also the unethical practice
week before the wedding.
We can go into that in a moment. But there's also the unethical practice of just always offering a 50% discount. What is that? You're not offering a 50% discount. You are just offering a cheaper quality service, and you're lying to couples. You're misleading them. You're pretending.
But these are types of people that don't care about the things that we value, right? Like, it's just the type of person. They don't care if the couple, they just want the money. They just want the people to pay.
But they also.
But how much are they profiting? But they're charging $3,000 for photo.
How much is the
video.
gear worth? Is it even them shooting it? Like,
no, but that's it. So I did some jobs for Good Moments when I was starting out. That's how I got my foot in the door. It's my hustle. I worked for like $80 an hour, shooting for Good Moments.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But I also shot. I do a lot of school ball photography. The way I got into that was I went to Kings Park. So I worked at Photo Hendrix for $24 an hour, which was my first photography job.
Wow.
Doing 12-hour days shooting schools.
wow.
I learned from working for them when school balls were on. So I would go to Kings Park, set up a flash, and just take photos for free, hand out business cards, and started getting booked for school balls, charging $500 for like a 1.5 hour shoot. So
Good.
the hustle, man. So I went from making 3 days a week $500 to 1.5 hour shoot $500. Just like 1 year difference. And I was booking like 10 in a season. So I was making like $5,000 just from balls. And I was like, fuck, there's something here, And then started shooting events, and same thing, I started shooting them for free. It's getting in the door. And then started charging like $250 an hour for an event. And I was like, I don't even need my 24-hour $1 a job anymore. Where I was grinding, man. We used to rock up to Hendrix office at like between 4 and 6 a.m. in the morning, load the van up, drive to the school, set up a station, take between 1,000 and 3,000 photos for the day, pack everything down, drive back to the office, unload it all. We would do days that would be sometimes like 4:30 a.m. to about 6:30 p.m. It's probably the longest day I've done there. And I did it because I wanted to get into the industry. But like, people don't realize like how hard it is to get into the industry. So you got to hustle, man. But you also got to, I think you got to get to the point where you got to say enough's enough, right?
But I don't think we're ever going to really be able to change what those other companies do.
I don't worry about them. I just,
it's kind of like
I think that's another reason we kind of stick in our little bubble. Like, we know that there's so many people out there. We've worked with them, alongside them, second shooting, and seen them at weddings we've been to and stuff. It's like, we do our thing and they can do their thing. Like, and it's a shame though, because, couples, we we speak to at weddings, you know, that have already been married, they're like, oh, I wish like we knew about like someone like you, like we paid for a cheap wedding and it was a terrible experience, and they, it's sad. But
It's sad, man. What would you say to those couples?
Can't. Tough, hey? Damn, that sucks. Yeah, like it's been and gone, so you can't really say anything bad. I think I suppose a bit of advice for maybe couples that haven't booked yet is maybe, as we've talked about experience and all these other bits and pieces, it's maybe just think what's your priority when it comes to your photos. Do you not really care about the experience? Do you want to just have amazing photos or whatever? Because then there could be hundreds of photographers that fit that bill. But have a look around and just kind of read about people on their websites. Try and find and this is amazing that you've got a podcast, because people can just connect with you before they've even met you. But I just think find somebody you connect with, whether that's online, and that's basically the best way to meet with people before. And just see if you think you get along. And it's always okay to jump on a consult call and just chat. And that's what I think a lot of people maybe don't realize, is that for couples looking, you can get to the point of calling somebody and chatting with them with no commitment and no dollar spent. So you can find out all of the information you need. You can get on a phone call with them. You can really see if you like them.
Get a timeline for free.
Get a timeline for free if you come with us. Sam's too good at it.
It's a brilliant way to bring people into the door, man.
Yeah.
No, I think what you guys are doing is spot on. We are over the hour. We're almost at the 1.5 hour mark. It flies, man. It's fun.
Yeah.
People were loving the conversation we just had. We had 10 consecutive viewers in there when we were kind of running on about committing.
Nice.
And grinding. So people are enjoying it. If you are in here watching at the moment, please give us a thumbs up. Let us know where you're from. Ask any questions. Everlast here, award-winning photographers and filmmakers who do weddings. Very contrast, very cinematic. You guys are going to get used to that title. You're award-winning experts.
I don't think I've ever heard it so much.
Yeah, I had Mark Wong on. Do you know Mark Wong? Okay. There's a little Everlast bubble.
We're a bubble.
We are a bubble.
Mark is fucking good, man.
Is he?
He's fucking good. He's good. I saw his work. I saw him work for Luke Johnson's wedding. Luke Johnson vetted him, got him in. He's good, man. And I was like, "You're an expert." And he's like, "No, I'm not." I'm like, "You're an expert, man," because this guy's been doing it since 8 years old or something.
That's crazy.
Really? Yeah, crazy. Yeah, and just filming stuff and done a degree. And I'm like, you just need to own it, man.
So he's a videographer.
He's a videographer. Commercial and weddings. I would say high end. He's very good. Very talented. Just his knowledge of it all, and there's a point where you just need to own it. You know what I mean? When you've been doing it for 20 years,
yeah,
and you might be young, but you've still been that. That's experience, man. You don't say to a 40-year-old guy who's been doing it since 20. You're 20. You know what I mean? It's still. I surf a lot, and those surfers who've been grinding that stuff since 5 years old, by the time they're 25, they're fucking good, man. I started surfing at 18. I'm never going to catch up to that, man. These guys are freaking flying across the waves and stuff, and I'm like fucking throwing spray. I'm like, how the fuck are they doing that?
Why do you own it then?
Oh, yeah.
No, but I don't know. We like the fact that we're never fully satisfied with our work.
It's being an artist, man.
I'll always say to him that is perfect, and he's like, nah, this is crap. I need to do it again. And I'm like, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. And he'll say to me these photos are just so good. I'm just like, I just don't get the same feeling. But I think because of that, we're constantly trying to get better at stuff. You were saying before, you take your camera everywhere. I'll take my camera to my daughter's little kid's friend's birthday just to take some photos of stuff. If I know it's a place where there's sun coming through, like you said before.
I've lost that. I've lost it, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, it's gone.
It's too hard, man.
I don't have any passion anymore. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, it's gone. Really? I love it. But I take photos every week, man. So this week, I've done 3 events this week. And next week I have more events and podcasts. And then I have weddings starting in September. I'm working 60 hours a week, I'm working fucking hard to get to where I want to be.
You are? Whoa, that's something I want to hear. Where do you want to be?
Yeah, good question, man. I want to be able to provide the best service I can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm extremely passionate about photography. I think the fundamental flaw with the industry is that we over rely on subcontractors and we don't have internalized teams. So that's the goal, is have an internal team to provide a service with one point of contact, but also providing an experience that is like, very big on the planning, but also big on producing quality work. That's why I think what you guys do, you're onto something. You know what I mean? Like you guys are doing that. You're providing an internal photo and video experience. People don't do that in Perth, man. People will book a job. We go back to those international or national wedding photography companies. They'll book a job, and then they will just get whoever they can to fill it in. If you can fill that space and do what they're doing, which is providing a service that is cohesive, it's all tied together, but you can do it with a team who know how to set up cameras in 10 minutes. See what I'm saying? Consistent, stress-free, reliable. That's what makes McDonald's amazing. Consistent, reliable, and you know what you're going to get when you go there.
Except our service doesn't have such a bad aftertaste.
But I think that's what makes good businesses good, right? It's you walk into a Calvin Klein store, you know exactly what they're going to get. Yes, they offer a few different things, but the quality, the product, the brand name. It's what it's about, man.
I'm very, very excited, genuinely, to see
if it works. I don't know if it's going to work.
See where you go with all of this.
I have no idea if it's going to work.
Because I look around this room and the cameras can't see this. But he has like computers on computers and cameras and lights everywhere.
Yeah.
You're hustling,
man,
and it's awesome.
Thank you, man.
It's, as I was saying before, off camera. It's a lonely industry, but we love seeing the updates. We love, like, every week you're posting, you're busy.
Yeah, man.
It's good, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Keep hustling.
Thank you, man. We'll see where it goes. Like, it's uncertain to me. Business is a puzzle. You know what I mean? You're just slowly trying to try things out. Some things fit, some things don't fit, and you just never know where you're going to end up. You never know what that final picture's going to look like. I feel like a psychedelic. You want some LSD, kids?
As long as you keep going, because we need to keep sending
you might fail.
referrals to you.
Thank you.
Well.
You're on my referral list.
Yeah.
Yes, of course you are.
Let's go. Oh, you do send. Yeah, you do.
I send people over all the time. Yeah. No,
but that's the thing. Like, we wouldn't just refer like anyone. Like, I think.
Thank you, man.
You're the only photographer that I refer anyway. Like,
thank you.
But it's because we know you and we know that you're like-minded.
Yeah, you want to work.
And
with
we know that
people.
if someone's got in touch with us and found us and they want what we provide, we don't want to say, oh, there's this person that also has great photos, but it's like the same thing. Right?
We know
like,
you care, and I think that's like the really important thing. Is like some vendors, you kind of get the idea that, oh, well, this is me and this is what I do, and if you don't like it, tough. Whereas I think, you're firm with that, but I think you also just genuinely care and you give us stuff.
Yep.
And that's us to a T as well.
Great.
So it's nice to see that as well. But yeah, no, I'm
amazing.
keen, man. You set big goals, but I'm keen.
Yeah, and the thing that I have, and I've failed many times. I've done things, and I'm not afraid to fuck up. I'm not afraid, because I'm starting a part-timer on now. So I got my first part-timer. Part-timer coming in.
Coda.
And we're going to see how it goes. I have no idea if it's going to work out, but like.
But you're trying something new.
Something new, and that's all that matters, you know.
What are they doing?
I'm calling them an agent. So I technically already have them, but they're subcontractors. So now I'm moving to payroll to see how that works. So I'm going to have a couple of people on payroll. And we're going to give it a go. We're going to see if it works. It's more expensive than subcontractors, believe it or not. Paying at a lower hourly rate, but it's more expensive because you got to pay for insurance, you got to pay for super, and a bunch of all that stuff. But I care, and I want to have a team who I can actually teach and train and pass my knowledge on and provide something that not other people are providing. That's what it's always about. It's doing something different. I
have a very. What are your thoughts though? Given that photography and videography is such a easy business to pick up a camera and call yourself a photographer.
It's not easy.
I'm going to say though, the actual getting up to scale is not easy. It's incredibly hard. But for people to pick up a camera and call themselves a photographer, here we go. Are you at all concerned that you could put in time and energy and all of your intellectual knowledge and property into somebody that could potentially step out and go, I'm going to start my own. Because that's why we think there isn't cohesive teams. Because
I disagree.
everybody wants a slice of the pie.
I suppose the
I
other end of that is
disagree.
if they do want to, if someone does have a goal of like joining your team, but then becoming their own thing eventually, is that also a good thing for you in the future? Like,
yes.
you've taught them all
Absolutely.
this stuff, and then that's someone that you can rely
build
on.
relationships.
Yeah.
I'm not going to gatekeep them. I want to go start a business, but I'm going to tell them how hard it is. It's not easy. You know, if you can provide someone $80,000-$100,000 a year job, let's say you get to that point.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I'll take that.
There's companies out there. I saw a job the other day offering a videography at an editing position for 89,000 plus super, 12.5% super. So they're out there, man. The studios out there doing it.
Damn.
in different spaces. So it exists. It's just rare. Are you gonna drop that job and go and start a business? I mean, I did social work, and how many of them dropped their social work job once they learned how it worked and started their own business? Like,
really?
well, none.
Oh.
Because it's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
Like how many accountants do it? How many physiotherapists do it?
I think, it's a
not
great
many.
question.
Yeah. Why is photography any easier? It's still business.
I think it's
I'm not a photographer. I'm a marketer.
I think Hayden means like the fact that you don't have to
Yeah.
go and do like a like a doctor. They have to go to uni for 7 years, whatever it is, and then
You
they
have
have
to
to
learn-
have a
you have-
certificate
you have
to
to
prove
learn-
it to get a job.
You have to learn marketing though. That's the gatekeeper now. Is you have to be. I don't
I don't know,
I
man.
I
One
spent-
viral TikTok, boom.
well,
Sell the course. Come on, bring it on.
But then you need secure clients as well. And then what if they call you and you don't know how to do a sales call? What are you going to do now? Like it's not just
It's
one.
very- it's very true.
It's not just
it
one
is.
viral TikTok. That's a part of the equation. My Instagram's part of the equation, but the other part of it's the $40 a day I spend on Facebook ads. I spend $40 a day on Facebook ads.
An hour,
A day.
a day. Oh,
On Facebook
good on
ads.
a save.
Yeah, so $400 a week on ads.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
what I'm spending now.
Yep.
It works because you get money through the door. But
What have you
it's
found to
scary.
be the most successful way of getting yourself new clients? Because I think
Networking.
For a lot of photographers and other videographers that might be watching or may watch later, that's always such a big problem for so many of them, isn't it? Is getting more leads.
Yeah.
So what have you found that works best for you?
Networking. Keep your calendar busy.
Yep.
Keep your calendar busy all the time. I'm doing this full time now. When I started doing this full time in 2023, so I haven't been doing it full time long. I built it to a point where I could have a full time salary while working another job. So that was the first hustle. Yeah, and then when I was like, okay, I can do this full time. I'm making a good full time salary. I stepped into a full time. It exploded because now it wasn't just me taking on the work that I was getting paid for. It was me putting the time into marketing and exposure, and it's not just about it's not just networking in the sense where you go out to a thing and you meet, like people get it wrong, no, that's not what networking is. Networking is making sure every week or every day you have something booked in that you're going to produce something that gets your name out there, because there's so many people out there, man, and you need to to make it as a photographer. In this day and age, you need to be bloody good, and people need to know who you are. Like you need to have your name out there. I'm sure you guys, feel the same. Like it's hard, man. It's hard to get work through the door as a photographer.
Man, we look at your Instagram following. That's blown up.
Yeah, and
that's
it's just,
crazy.
it's important. I think it's really important. It's hard, but that's what I do. That's all I do at the moment. I don't really do much photo editing. I think all my photo editing's pushed on, really. I do a little bit for weddings, but most of that's covered as well. Video editing I do, but social media editing and posting, I push all that on. My part in the role is kind of the strategy now, and that's kind of, so that's kind of what I do most of the time. And it's like, well, how do you get to the position where you can allocate 10 hours a week into strategizing? And that's the big question. And I think that's where a lot of people who are trying to break into the industry will probably not overcome, to be quite honest, because it is what it is nowadays. Like once upon a time, 20 years ago, you had a camera. Yeah, it was easy to be a photographer. You made good money. Now, I don't think so, man. I think it's a different beast. You need to with social, because, and there's this, it's just it's almost like the borders have opened, and if I want a photographer, I could contact Josh Huggett from Victoria with a 200,000 following, and because I know him and I fly him to here to shoot a wedding, and he might be doing 100 weddings a year, and then the person, then there's heaps of people who just aren't getting any bookings, right? It's horrible, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna stop rambling.
No, it's a good point.
No, it's
you need to go home, mate.
I think you've got to the point where you're doing the enjoyable stuff in your business, right? Like you're shooting, which is your passion.
Yep.
And you get to make some, like, you're making the big decisions and seeing how you can change and all that sort of stuff. So the boring stuff that pushes a lot of people out and you spend all the time on, you've managed a way to kind of pass it on, which is perfect.
When you say push on, what do you mean?
So I have Josie, she does about 10 to 15 hours a week for me. I have Steffi, who does 5 to 15 hours a week for me.
Is this editing and all of those other
various tasks that I don't want to do, to be quite honest. Sorry, guys. But it's not that I do like to do them, but they're time consuming and they don't require certain
They're
roles.
like
repetitive. And the things that I've learned, I've been doing for a long time. The way I look at it is I go, what am I doing, and how can I turn that into a role? Does that make sense? So, like I'm editing. Let's turn that into a role and have an editor. I'm publishing to social media. Let's turn that into a role and get that filled. I'm strategizing. Let's turn the strategy into a role and fill that. Like as you, so it's what you do.
Turn your responsibility as a fiance into a role.
she's writing the type now for the post. So there you go. There's
cooking the brownies,
which they've sat there for so long.
You guys are having too much fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Is that what this podcast is about? Strategizing, just learning what everyone else does and stealing their ideas.
We're going to have the Everlast podcast coming on soon. Everyone tune in for the Everlast Creative podcast.
Can we use this room?
I actually want to start
room renting.
Yeah, that would be
Studio
cool.
renting.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Front room.
Yeah, that's we'll see how we go. It's all part of the this elaborate puzzle I'm trying to make. We'll see where it ends up. I have no idea. But yeah, that's how I think of it. I try and fill roles. I overwork myself. And so I'll do like 50 hours a week instead of 40, and that 10 hours extra a week I'm doing, I'll pass it on every time. That's essentially what I'm doing. Yeah. And when it gets to a point where you can pass it on. So yeah, the money might be good, but it's when you actually calculate your hourly rate, it's not as good as doesn't work. You work hard, man. Yeah. For end goals and the lifestyle. It's a good lifestyle, but it's not easy. So yeah, I guess to answer your question, go for it. If you want to join my team and you want to learn how I do it, then you want to go and do it, see where you end up. I'll help you. I try and help you, but I don't know. It's not for the faint of heart. You guys must be working hard as well. You're a teacher, man.
No, Sam does everything, actually. I just kind of sit back. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I suppose one of the things that kept us super passionate and in the early days especially is like this was kind of, like a side thing. So as we were learning and buying gear and stuff, like it wasn't we weren't relying on the income from the photography or the videography to live, like
that takes a huge stress off.
Yeah. So
it really does.
Yeah. And so we enjoy any dollar we kind of earned from the jobs, which was not much back then, like we put into gear. Like we never took money out for like the first 2 or 3 years. Like we just bought good stuff. So when we got to the point where we were doing, like quite high level sort of weddings and stuff, like we just had the best gear that you can kind of get. Like, and it's and that was amazing. The fact that we never really put our own money into the business, it just built itself. Is good. He did his whole degree through that and worked. I worked full time and had a baby. Now I've got 2. Like
that's what it takes, man.
Yeah.
How hard was it to get to where you are?
I think you need to ask our families.
I think if I step foot in another community hall one more time.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, how many people do you think are going to do that? Truthfully, how many people?
We always talk about it. Like we talk about, like in a regular workplace, people walk in on a Monday morning like, like another week, like, what did you do on the weekend? Just went to the pub and it's Monday. Like
we okay, a little note there. We love bad office talk. We regard like bad office talk as the usual complaints, the usual stuff, and we laugh at it, and we get a lot of humor, especially when we hear it during the week, and we sometimes like relay, be like, oh, can't wait for the weekend on a Monday morning, and it happens every week, and it's like I've seen him And it's amazing having him there because we've done some of the most outrageous like days of work and sometimes weeks of work that nobody can understand, but he does, you know? And that's the super cool thing because there was one time I think like after we drove down to a wedding that was in Albany. It's 5 hours. We did like 10 hours there. 11 hours. Then we drove home, and because they had done bush burn-offs and there was smoke everywhere, we had to drive pretty well like a couple of 100 Ks at 40 kilometers an hour because you couldn't see and because there was kangaroos all on the road and everywhere. And so then it turned out to almost be like a 24-hour day by the time we got home. And then it's just no one can understand.
So how many people do you think would do that to get to where you guys are? What percentage?
Not many, but I wouldn't discount anybody because I think if they loved it and they wanted it bad enough, they would do it. I think they would definitely do it.
Please do. Because if you see that that's where you want to be, come onto my team and go do that. I don't care, man. You know, like I'm not a gatekeeper.
Yeah,
like,
no,
you know
I guess,
I mean?
but that's kind of any job.
Yeah,
at all, though,
that's
isn't
right.
it? Like
but
you've got
the people who are like that, where are they now?
that aren't like that.
Who are like that?
Yeah, they're doing pretty well.
Are they doing well?
I think so.
Yeah, you think so? The gatekeeping?
Oh, not the gatekeeping. Sorry.
So
Working hard.
So the people who look at the industry and they have that mindset of I'm not going to train people because I just want to
protect my
Do you think that they're probably going to be on a bit of a decline with that mindset?
Well, I think like what you said, they're not going to be able to give up those tasks, so they're always going to be staying doing the same things.
Yeah.
But then again, like if that's what they're happy doing,
yeah, man,
that's fine.
But they're going to get, like you said, they're going to get taken over by the people making.
They might be
by the
changes,
James DeStefano empire.
But then again, like
Might
for
be.
this,
I
like
don't know.
millions of people, like they'll still get
I could burn
clients.
out.
They'll still get clients.
Who fucking knows?
That's an interesting conversation to have. Is how are you actually managing that? Like what does?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, especially other photographers, during season and everything, it's go.
Yeah, man.
It's super quick. You're saying 50, 60 hours a week, which I respect the hustle. But how are you planning to maintain that then for a good time?
Staff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, staff. Build it to the point where you don't have to do that. Like, if you can get someone to that point, like I just don't think that. I just don't think people are going to steal your jobs by coming into the industry. Like, no, I don't. And even if they do, they take 1, 2, 3 clients, big deal. Like, how many leads are you getting when you're a big business established? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to take people years to do it. Like, I want to educate people. I want to teach people. If they want to do it and pursue it, good on them. I'll help you get there. But, I just don't feel like it's ever going to affect you. It's the kind of thing that's happening on social media as well at the moment, where people are giving out their tips, people are giving out their advice, their expertise, showing behind the scenes, and everyone's like, aren't you worried that people are going to steal this and then become a wedding photographer? And it's just like, it's not really happening. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's actually making it harder to get into weddings because there's so many people, but they're almost like, I don't know. It just takes time, and they're not putting in the time. They're trying to jump the gun, and I just don't think that's how you do it. I just don't think it's possible. I think, there's other parts. There's obviously stuff I know that I wouldn't disclose, of course. But I don't think the photography skills and the understanding of that part is how you achieve a full-time photography career in this day and age. That makes sense. So I think there's other components that or interrelate that kind of get you to where you can do it full time. Yeah.
Very well put.
Thank you.
Very well put.
I know that Sam needs to go home. we are almost at the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to cut it off.
Are there any questions that haven't?
We have had a lot of viewers come through. I think we've had like 200 people jump through this.
Wow.
It has been a lot.
Very good.
Yeah, it's really good. So we're just about to wrap up. Is there any final questions for the people who are in here right now? We kind of went on a bit of a tangent. I don't even think we covered the points, but I think that was probably one of the best episodes I've done.
Really?
I think so. That was really, really, really good.
Thank you, man.
You guys have surprisingly achieved a lot with where you haven't even really taken inspiration from many other, but this is how you do good business. It's like you like I said, you don't worry about the external, and you worry about what you're doing and how you can improve it, and you've done a really, really, really good job at that. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
I'll have to have you back sometime. Maybe after your Ironman's done, you can have a drink as well.
Yes. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, jump back in sometime. It's fun, eh? It's fun.
It's
Yeah.
so good. Yeah,
There you
very,
go.
very good.
What would you say to anyone who wants to come on the podcast or who I've asked to come on the podcast? What would you say to them?
Do it. You get free drinks,
Free brownies.
and free brownies too. So
Have you tried the brownie, Sam?
No,
No, I haven't.
All right, hold on. We're going to do a brownie test before we wrap up.
It's very good. Oh, honestly, it's been cruel having them up there.
We're gonna do one of those. Have you seen those videos where they eat into the mic?
Yeah.
ASMR? Is it where those? That's not.
Yeah,
Really
it's like the.
yeah.
How sensitive is
I'm
that?
gonna listen to it.
I know they taste like they're good. What's your fiance's name?
Morgan.
Morgan.
Yeah.
She's so good.
She's good, man.
Amazing.
Oh yeah. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the episode. Thank you all so much for watching. This episode is supported by Rode. Rode are amazing. We did get support from them to get this podcast up off the ground. I was using Rode products before that. I think they're fucking good. So if you're gonna buy any audio gear, buy Rode. Just listen to how good this sounds. So this is pretty much all kudos and hats off to them. So yeah, that's everything. We're all wrapped up. Thank you so much for being on, guys. That was really good.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna
Thank you.
drag you back in one day. So peace out, everyone. Thank you.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
guys.